All right, welcome back to another episode of Small Guys Podcast. Today we are reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. The film follows the Turtle brothers as they work to earn the love of New York City while facing down an army of mutants. This movie has a 96% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, has a 92% audience score. Just came out. Kids movie comedy, hour 39. What did you guys think? I know Brian is actually a huge TMNT fan.
Since I was a child.
The
The
We
goats.
should have wore the hoodie, man.
Dude, I know.
Brian, did you have the PJs?
Yes, Mom.
No, I had a bunch of at that point I said action figures, and
Oh,
I
so you're not a
did
real
have.
fan.
I mean, I had a shirt, but I didn't have the zip up hoodie. I did have the shirt actually. I wore it in fucking high school of the painted on turtle abs, and I remember in health class, what was that fucking teacher's name? He called me out, and I was like, "Dude, it's fucking Halloween! Get off my back!"
Hey, I remember when we were younger too, people would wear the Halloween costumes. You ever see those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
never.
was
again,
a
I never went
ninja
that
a couple
far.
times for Halloween, but I don't think I was a teenage mutant ninja turtle.
You didn't go all the way.
Nah, but I love TMNT, man. I'm glad that they redid this, or I guess what do they call it?
Rebooted.
Yeah, reboot the franchise. I think they did a good ass job with this one. I think that it was
Dude,
Did you
funny.
guys see
for,
the
like-
Michael Bay ones?
Yeah,
I was actually just about to say
You like
that.
Michael Bay
those?
ones were fire.
Yeah, dude.
I
we
like them. I love them.
Was there
People
more
give them
than
shit,
one?
man.
I don't even
There's
remember.
two of them, and
Was
then there
there
was
no-
No,
also
it was the second one.
there was a 2007 movie, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't, that, we
That's
don't
not a
talk
Michael
about.
Bay though.
No.
No. Michael
But
Bay's
that was
version
still
was
good, though.
2014.
The Michael Bay one, we got that Shell Shock song with fucking Wiz Khalifa and Juicy J. Banger.
And we also got
Yeah.
Megan Fox.
Yep.
And who else was in it? Wasn't what the fuck's
I
that guy's
forget who
name?
they
From
had. I forgot
Smartless.
who they had play Casey. He's fucking
Will
good.
Arnett.
Will Arnett.
Yeah. They had Stephen Amell in the second one.
Yeah, those movies were
Oh.
good,
Yeah,
but
you
really,
guys don't know. Brian and Eden, especially, you guys don't know what it's like growing up with a Michael Bay movie with Megan Fox in it as a franchise, with this, group, right? You guys didn't really grow up with it like that, so
yeah, well,
Um,
Josh, I think you're forgetting
what's
about one of the biggest franchises ever where we grew up
What are
watching
you
Megan
talking
Fox.
about? We all grew up with
Yeah,
it.
see, so that's the thing. Josh didn't grow up with Transformers, and because of that, he's like, "Oh, those
Still
movies
never
aren't
even seen
good."
Transformers,
He goes, "Those
man.
movies aren't good. Those are ass."
this is
I'm-
Michael
let
Bay's
me
actual
sit
franchise
here-
with Megan
Let me
Fox, though.
sit here and watch fucking Tom Cruise do the same shit over and over again in Mission Impossible.
No, his
But, hey,
parents made
I
him read
can't watch
fucking books and
Transformers.
shit because he was behind.
He didn't read books. Motherfucker barely passed high school.
Oh yeah, he didn't read them, but he looked
Sorry,
like he was
Shia
reading
LaBeouf
them.
ain't in this. Go watch Holes if you
He
want
was
Shia.
acting like he was reading it. He just
Again,
moved his
but-
eyes left and right.
Oh goodness, Josh, I'm sorry.
You're
I
not
didn't
watching
mean
what
any
every
of
other
that.
kid is watching right now.
Holy shit,
I'm
you were
not
watching
ever
Young
talking to your
Sheldon,
mom and
weren't
dad,
you?
Josh. Yeah,
Yeah, Young Sheldon, yeah.
he was watching Jersey Shore, but not Transformers and TMNT.
Anyway, it's arguably Michael Bay's better franchise, but we'll leave that for another time.
Bad Boys is a
God.
better franchise than that. You're just dismissing all
Well.
types of stuff right now, Joshua. It's
Yeah,
not
but
very Leo of you.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go off on a
But
tangent.
hey, I'll
One
be the
has
first one to
Megan
say
Fox,
this,
the
and
other-
I'm glad that Pop's here tonight because this is by far better than Across the Spider-Verse.
You're smoking actual penis if you believe that, dude. It's plain and simple. I'm not
I
gonna
might
sit
have
here.
smoked some, but
I'm not gonna sit here and bully you about an opinion that you're just blatantly wrong about. That's insane.
eh,
They
hey,
even
it's
it
all
is
personal
known
preference, you know.
that
So
Spider-Verse, the first one, fucking took off with a sprint for this movie to even jog slightly behind it. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean,
And then
Teenage
the
Mutant
story-
Ninja Turtles
the
was around
story-
longer than Miles Morales, so this
He's
is a
talking
great
about, he's
story.
talking
I mean,
about the
technically he is
animation.
right.
though, and
Technically, he's right.
I'm not talking about the animation. I'm just talking.
I'm
in
saying
general.
Brian was.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
so, I'm talking the
I'm
animation,
saying
but
it's an
on
all-around
top
movie.
of that, but the first Spider-Verse is fucking amazing, and then this one is just a build-up. The second Across the
Second one's
Spider-Verse was
better
such a
than the
build-up. It
first.
was fucking. Well, then how the hell could you even say that TMNT is even fucking remotely better?
Saying if I could rank the three of those
Whoa.
movies, it would be TMNT, second Spider-Man, and first Spider-Man.
No,
Well, no,
shot.
Into the Spider-Verse
No
is the best out of the
shot.
three.
Yes. Yeah,
It's
what
the best out
fuck
of the
is
three.
that?
No,
Amen.
so it was a hot take when Aiden told me. I did see on Twitter a lot of people comparing this to Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, they just both came out around the same time. I do want to say the style of this is a little bit different, but I can see why people are comparing the two. I do like the style a lot in this. Obviously, in Spider-Verse, I love that too, and that one has more of a comic book feel. But I love that they had the animation in this. I also read that Seth Rogen had a huge part in telling the animators not to rush things, not to overwork them. I think that
Good.
helped out a lot. Yeah, that's great to see and hear. But yeah, so I think it has its own original style, but I think Brian is right. I think it took Spider-Verse to happen for them to take this kind of risk in animation, and I think it worked out a lot. But to say that they're similar in animation, I feel like that's kind of unfair. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but yeah.
Again, I
I don't know about unfair, but I mean it's pretty similar. I don't think that like there's
Well, I
it's too
mean,
big
like
of a
them
reach
saying
for
they're
it.
copying them. There's some people
let's
saying
just
they're
say
copying.
that they
I don't think
they perfected the art with TMNT.
That's no. That's
again, I don't know where
that's
these
just a
takes are
no.
coming from, dude. That's insane.
Coming from right here.
Like
Here's the
TMNT.
thing,
Don't get me wrong. Like I was so hyped for this movie, and it looked great, and I'm so happy I got to see it. But if you're gonna have this debate with me, like no shot. Like the better story was Spider-Verse 1 and 2, both times.
No, man, you get the full background story of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Master Splinter, all the mutants. You get little cute baby turtles at the beginning throughout almost 10 minutes of the movie. That was great.
You
Never
get
got to see them in
But
Michael
Spider-Man's
Bay's
been
movies.
around so long,
you
you
get
didn't even need
3
that in
minutes,
Spider-Verse.
maybe.
What the fuck?
Nah, dude, he's just a kid, man.
No, honestly, bro, I think
These are turtles.
Aiden's just taking that opinion to be different. There is no other reason why he would say that.
I think you guys are taking the opinion that Spider-Verse is better just to be different.
I mean, I'll say this: I don't think it's a crazy take. I don't agree with it, but I don't think it's a crazy take.
My personal entertainment. I thought I was more entertained by this than I was with Spider-Man because once, like I said, I wasn't a fan of the first one. Second one was good. I just think that it was more storytelling, and that was it. It was just slow rolling.
And to Aiden's credit, this movie obviously is shorter, and it did feel more fast paced than either of the Spider-Man movies. So I will say that.
I don't know.
I think they got something good with this.
I got out of the movie theater with Cody, and I was like, that felt longer than it was. It's like what, an hour 40, hour 45, and it felt a little bit longer than that.
Hour
Sure,
39 technically, but yeah.
It was fun. It was fun first. Really?
But we could talk about the cast in this one. Insane. I mean, I don't think any of us looked it up before going into the show, but I mean, you could definitely pick out individual people each time that they were on screen. I thought that was cool.
All off?
Me, yeah. None of the kids are really any known actors, which is pretty cool. Like they're actual kids, which is sweet. April O'Neil was Io Edibiri. We see her in The Bear. Maya Rudolph as Cynthia Utrom. Not sure who that one was. Didn't know John Cena was in it. I guess I'd have to kind of listen a little bit harder. Obviously, Seth Rogen was in there. Jackie Chan as Master Splinter. I thought that was sick. I was trying to pick throughout the entire movie who that was, and I had no idea. We had Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter, who was the scientist at the beginning, which was sweet. Paul Rudd as Gecko. Hannibal Buress was in this. I didn't even realize that. Obviously, Ice Cube, Superfly, and then that singing whale or whatever creature that was Post Malone. And then can't forget Josh's favorite YouTuber of all time, Mr. Beast. He also had a little vocal cameo in this movie.
Feastables right next to you.
I was gonna say Josh's biggest fan. You're the only one that's ordered from him.
Yeah, just because I'm friends with Josh, Mr. Beast himself, Jimmy, as Josh will call him, sent me these.
Is that his name?
350.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize he was in the movie, so it's kind of interesting. I didn't know until I looked it up after. So
Times Square guy. Who's
yeah,
the
it
Times
was
Square
funny
guy?
too
Was that the guy that was
because
talking
he
shit to him?
I was trying to figure
that
out what
might
the
have
number
been.
Times Squared guy too. But it was funny because he tweeted and he was promoting the movie and he was getting shit about it because of the strike going on. And then he was like, guys, like I signed a contract forever ago. Like I'm allowed to do this. It's fine.
I feel like he would have marketed it more than anyone. Like, imagine
Yeah.
him making one YouTube video and like, hey, go see TMNT. Fucking 40 million people may go see TMNT.
I don't think he made enough money to do that, to be honest with you.
I mean, what does it affect him though? He said he doesn't do it for the money regardless.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know,
sure
man.
to
Why
him
don't
it's
you go
cool to be in
just
this
go hit
movie.
him up and he'll tell you.
I mean, hey, he
You
sent me
guys are
chocolate.
such good
so-
friends.
Yeah.
He sent me chocolate in an ice box. So.
No, but like Aiden said, I don't think any of us looked up the cast before, and I'm really happy that I didn't. And I think the cast is sweet. I mean, it's crazy. I feel like this. I thought I heard this movie was only like 70 million to make, which I feel like is kind of crazy nowadays, especially with a cast like this.
Mhm.
You know, for it to be that cheap, and like we hit on earlier, the animation, and then too the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was great.
I'm gonna
was
say
good.
it. I was a little
Yeah.
hurt because I was gonna randomly just text you guys because I thought about it, and this would have been like a week ago. I was gonna ask you what your favorite movie trope was, and I was gonna say mine is when people like when a movie takes place in New York and they play Cream by Wu-Tang. And when this took place in New York,
Yeah.
I was a little hurt Cream wasn't in the fucking movie.
Yeah, I was
But-
waiting for it, man.
But they did put Annie up, so that worked out really fucking well. So I
Oh.
couldn't be too upset. And then they ended it with
That's
Tribe
some
Called
good ones.
Quest, so that was pretty dope. But I was hurt that Cream didn't make the appearance at all throughout the movie.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I thought one of the funniest parts is when you see all the mutants and Superfly comes out and they're playing
Yeah.
fucking Fly by Gucci
Yeah.
and Bruno Mars and all them.
Yeah,
All cracking up.
yeah, that was
Just so
hilarious.
stupid.
I forgot about that song until that moment.
I know.
No,
Well,
and I
go
just
on.
wanted to say too before we move away from the cast, like Aiden said, the four main characters who play the turtles are our kids, which is really cool and a great decision. And I think I was telling Aiden and Cody, but they all had them in the same room, which I feel like most animated movies don't really do nowadays. I think the first Spider-Verse movie didn't even do that, and then the second one they did, I'm pretty sure. But I think it worked out a lot because you can tell when watching the movie that they're actually having conversations, you know, in the same room, I feel like, to a certain degree. And I saw, too, in an interview that they were allowed to just riff. So, like, they get an outline of what the scene's supposed to be, and they're able to do multiple takes, riffing, saying different things. Obviously, there's a ton of, like, Gen Z lingo in this. Like, yes, sir, and you're, and all this shit. Funny. I think it's really
Leo
Riz.
with the Riz.
Riz.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But see, this is the first animated movie I think I've ever watched where you're literally like, you can tell, like, you say that, Josh, and you can 100% believe it because
Yeah.
it feels organic. And I
Yeah.
mean, especially having kids voice children or teens, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I just think that it flows so much better and everything. You can understand what they're saying. It's not like cut and paste dry shit like you see in all the other animated movies.
Yeah,
They really
it,
took their
it
time
definitely
with this
feels a
one.
lot more organic.
Yeah. I mean, imagine how fun it was those four kids recording this.
Yeah, to be in this movie.
Yeah,
Hell of
was
a
they're gonna be
fucking
lifetime
jump, dude.
friends just from this casting.
They reboot
Yeah.
fucking one of
And
the best series that like hasn't been at its peak since like 2003 when they had that animated show, and now these kids come in. Seth Rogen's fucking producing this movie, telling them
Yeah.
to take their time, have fun with it, and then on top of that, you get this beautiful animation, great actors all around. Like that's just a great environment to fucking be in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And I think I'm at the point, too, with Seth Rogen now where it's like kind of similar with us in A24 films. Like, I have expectations now because The Boys, Invincible, this, like anything he's screenwriting or producing or being an exec on is like,
Fire.
you know it's going to be great. Yeah, you know it's going to be great. So driving to the theater today, I was like, well, he was in Invincible. He was in The Boys. I'm like, I feel like he's got to be in this movie because I really wasn't sure. I knew Ice Cube was in it, but I didn't know if Seth Rogen was in it. I figured, but I was like, what role will he play? So I think his character was perfect, and I have these expectations now, so I'm really excited to see what he does next.
I thought it was cool. I watched a few YouTube videos on like the, I guess you could say like the press release on it, and they had Ice Cube, Seth Rogen, and then the four kids like doing interviews and stuff like that on YouTube, and I knew like just the way that they were like going. He's like, yeah, we got pizza this day. Like they just hung out basically. Like that was it. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, it's like Seth Rogen high as shit, sitting with these kids. They're getting secondhand high and all this stuff. Him and
No,
Ice
he's probably
Cube.
responsible enough
Right,
to go outside. What's up?
Yeah, right.
Do you know who Harry Mack is?
No.
It's the guy on TikTok that does the freestyles. You give him like 3 words, and he'll
Oh
like
yeah,
freestyle, make like this
yeah.
huge.
He was Harry Johnson.
I seen a TikTok video where he was in front of Ice Cube and the whole cast of this movie, obviously, and he did like a 2-minute long freestyle, like right in front of Ice Cube, and he ended it like it was really fucking sweet how they did it. Actually,
Yeah,
that's when
dope.
I seen when Seth Rogen was going to be in it, because he talked about being like the Rhino character, so that's why I knew he was in here before the movie, even today.
Nice. Yeah, dude, I went into it blind, and I didn't
I
know
thought
Ice
Ice Cube did
was
a
in
great
it.
job as Superfly, man.
But fucking like, what's cool again about this movie is like how not even big budget, but like how big of a name this is and who's involved with it. That like back in the day, like if this was like an animated movie and it wasn't even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Ice Cube was in it, be like, oh, what a fucking sellout. But him being a part of this was like, hell yeah, Ice Cube's on board of something great. Like you gotta love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Superfly was that's the name of the character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe he's like an original character too. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, I think
was-
that was the best character in the entire movie. I thought Ice Cube killed it.
It threw me off. No
Like, everything
shredder.
that he said was funny as hell, and like just so I mean, it didn't feel like he was reading a script. That's the craziest part. That's how I felt like every character that was in this movie. I feel like it's like,
Yeah,
hey, this is the setting. Just say something stupid.
Yeah, and the connection too between Splinter and Superfly, how they both had the same experiences, I guess, growing up and having the mutations and stuff like that to fear humans, but go about it in different ways. I love that. Like that was cool. Like this movie definitely has like the heart in certain aspects, which I really appreciate.
Ice Cube doesn't know punk,
and No, and I think that's what makes a movie like this good, and that's what like Pixar will hit on that a lot, where it's like it's a kids movie, and kids definitely will enjoy it, but it's got the heart and jokes that adults can appreciate. You know what I mean? And this movie definitely has that. So that's I was happy to see that.
Some may say a better message than Barbie. Just be yourself, but doing things for the wrong reason.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
I thought you were
Barbie
feminist.
is great. I'm feminist. I'm kidding.
All right.
It was a bit.
Yeah, I also like too the way the turtles had to like, I guess their overall goal was to be appreciated, and that's what made them want to try to be heroes. And then at the end of the day, they ended up becoming heroes because it's the right thing to do. I thought that was kind of cool too, which we really don't see too often. It's mostly like, no, I'm a good person, so I'm just gonna be a hero. It's like, no, they're trying to make humans love them so they can go to high school, like a basic thing that all kids can do. I don't know. I thought that was really interesting.
I thought it was cool that they showed Ferris Bueller when they were watching a movie in the park.
Yeah, and it's not animated at all.
Yeah, and they didn't even have. They didn't have. It wasn't animated, and they didn't have dialogue, but they were playing the song that Ferris sings in the shower.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
I like the when they all went down into the cave and there's Chris Pine, Chris Pratt, and Chris Evans.
That shit was funny.
The cardboard cutouts.
All the Chris's.
Why all the Chris's? I didn't get it.
Because they're all Chris's. That's why.
There's just so many of them.
Yeah. It's like a bit.
Dude,
I was wondering though, how the hell did he
Splinter
order that
fucking
pizza?
steals the show.
Yeah, you did a good
just takes
job.
Does he?
Yeah, they just steal
Or
it.
maybe he just orders it to someone's house and then just, I don't know. Because I guess someone has to pay for it.
It was
so
throwing me up. I was like, how the fuck did he order all that pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably just ordered it to someone's house and just took it.
That
I can't
rat
believe they
bastard.
left him after that. Yeah.
Well, dude, at the beginning,
Um,
that shit caught me out. Like, it was just so little but so funny. Where he's like, dude, you ratted us out. And he goes, I don't like that.
Yeah, this is funny.
They said don't use that term.
I also thought when they all go to when they meet the mutants, I thought that was sick. And then they go to the bowling alley and they're like literally living the life that they want to live.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're out,
Yeah,
they're,
then he goes,
they're
so
up
we're gonna
on
kill
the
all
surface.
the humans. And he goes, what if we're not down with that?
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing too. I think that kind of build up to when the machines assembled and all that. I thought it kind of just ended at that. Like that really kind of had me at that point. I was gonna be like, wow, like this movie was pretty disappointing. Like there was really nothing to it. But obviously when Superfly kind of turns into this big whale, with horses on his legs and all these animals combined. That's what I think the movie really caught my eye and like really pulled me in. And I think from there, just the redemption of all the characters and just doing it for all the right reasons and just the parallels between the two and stuff like that. That's when it really got me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, there's a ton of anime references throughout the whole movie.
The
And
Attack on
it was
Titan
to the
shit
point where
was
it's like,
getting me.
yeah, I mean, it's a plot point in the end
Mhm.
on how to stop Superfly.
Yep.
Brian, you watched Attack on Titan. What did you think
Yes.
of the reference? Did
Dude,
you
I loved
appreciate it? What'd you
It
think
was
of that?
cool seeing it because, again, like, well, Mike knows it. We're in the age now where, like, if we said we watched anime, even when we were in high school, bro, like, we were fucking nerds, and that was it. And now it's like, granted, yes, this is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie, but it's cool that, like, for, like, again, if you're a kid watching this, you're like, dope. Like, I'm not a fucking weirdo. Like, here's this big ass movie referencing one of the biggest animes. Like, it's super badass to see. So, like, when they made that joke, and he was like, oh, like, you know, you read tons of stuff about taking down a giant. I'm like, oh, they already made Attack on Titan reference. He goes, oh, Attack on Titan, you go for the nape. And you're like, yes. It was really cool to see
So that was sweet. I saw some of the interviews, and the kid that voices, I don't remember which one that was, but they said that they let him, like,
Michelangelo.
No, I
Or
think
no,
it's Donnie.
Donatello.
It's Donnie. It's Donnie.
Donnie. Yeah, Donnie.
Donnie's the purple mask.
Yeah.
Yep. So me.
Yep, you were him.
Whatever.
How do you not even know? It's
Motherfucker, that's why I
character.
asked. Doesn't matter, whatever. They go and they let the kids,
Better
like you
than
said, they let him
Spider-Verse.
riff. And he was like an anime fan, so he's like, can I say this? Or like, yeah, say whatever the hell you want.
Hell yeah.
So he was
See,
like,
that's why it makes me think
If you
Seth
saw-
Rogen was high as fuck. He was just like, yeah, sounds good. Go for it,
100% he
man."
was. He's like, guys, I'll be right back. But he goes and I don't know if you guys caught it too when they're like dressed in the streets in the alley with like human clothes for the first time. He's got like some famous anime on his sweatshirt, and I thought that was cool too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I thought
I was
it was sweet
noticing
that. And the best part about this was like the fact that they referenced like pop culture stuff. Like it didn't feel like it was like, oh, you can't say Snickers, you can't say anything else. Like you can't say stupid shit like that. They had Doritos.
Yeah, the cool ranch.
What did they name drop? Beyonce. He said
Dude,
BTS.
They said Endgame.
Knicks.
They said Batman.
Yeah,
They said all that
They
shit.
had Chris Pine, Chris Pratt, and Chris Evans. So they just said whatever the hell they wanted. Yeah. So
Yeah, dude,
I
they
thought
was-
that
I'm
was sweet.
genuinely curious how they did that, like how they did the animation on that.
Yeah. No, and dude, like we just mentioned earlier, the Ferris Bueller, like them showing the screen, like the actual movie, and then animated around it. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
It's a cool look.
Well, I think like I don't know. I mean, just like we said, Spider-Verse was like unique. I feel like this is unique in its own style as well. I mean, it's obviously not the same animation. We all know that, but
yeah,
I think it's just getting better and better. Because I mean, I like this kind of stuff better than. I mean, what did I just watch? I watched Super Mario Brothers, and dude, that's like the animation is so legit that it looks real. And then you get this stuff where you know it's fake, and you get more invested in it. You know, like you're not nitpicking everything. You're like, all right, it looks like shit. So
I think it gives it that comic book vibe almost, not as much as Spider-Verse, but you know, like it like takes you away from reality, if you will, like in that sense. So like,
I think hand-drawn.
And that's what I fucking loved about it. Like, it was so much fun. It was very pleasing on the eyes, as compared to, you're right, like Super Mario Bros. You're like, okay, like this is animated, but it might as well be fucking real.
Yeah.
So
well, I think the animation real quick was it looked like the arcade machine. You know, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the animation style reminded me. So
I was hoping that they were gonna do like a scroller moment, Aiden. Like, you know, when John Wick we got the like over the top part. Like, I wish we would have got a scroller, like them just kicking ass, like as if it was an arcade game.
Yeah. And like one of them's back, and they had to run forward in order to get the screen to keep moving. That would have been sick.
Like they did in the Tetris movie that everybody roasted on.
Wow, that was out of place. That was a very realistic movie.
We're not talking about that animation.
I'm just saying, though, you're asking for the same thing.
The Mario movie right at the beginning when they go into that camera angle and they're all jumping up and it's like the flat and you see everything. Like, that's what they should have done. Thought that would have been a cool little.
Well, because Aiden, I'm sure you played it, like the fucking the 2005 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game on the OG Xbox. Like, even if they would have just made reference to that, which they kind of did for a brief second. Like, when they were all, there's like this, there's a shot of the four of them, and it looked like the animation from that TV show, just for a brief second, and then it went back to the new animation.
Dude, even the TMNT game for the Wii, that was the shit too. I used to play the fuck out of that.
Yeah, this definitely makes me want to go back and play something for sure. It's like just like Mario Brothers, just like Mario Brothers did too. And I think this is something that I want to bring up here, that like I'm kind of getting like comic book like superhero outed, to be honest with you. Like ever since like Endgame, to be honest with you, like I'm like getting like everybody. I know that. Like I know that's everybody for sure. I'm just saying like we're kind of seeing the downfall of that, and more of the rise of like the animated, like the Super Mario Brothers and things that are get adapted from like video games and stuff like that. I think that's going to be kind of the next big wave when it comes to just like the trend in movies and just TV series and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, even Barbie with it being a toy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
see, but that's what scares me though. Barbie, if they start making random toy ones, like people were like joking around on Twitter that like Mattel was gonna make like an Uno movie, and everyone's like, "What the fuck are they gonna do with an Uno movie?"
Yeah.
Some interesting to see what they do with toys.
I think that it's not even that. I think it's just that all these like video game adaptations, not saying that this is a video game adaptation, but what you were referring to earlier about like Super Mario, Sonic, and all that stuff, it's all successful. The Last of Us. So, I mean, now we're going to, like, they obviously know that it works, but they just have to do it in a way that it works, you know? Something that's, they can't just throw something out, like you said, an Uno movie, but as long as they do it like in an animated style, or like the way that they did Barbie as like a joke, like a big joke of a movie, like I feel like that's the only way that, you know, we're just gonna keep getting them.
Well, two things about that. I think anything that has some type of following, whether it's Uno, Barbie, Bratz, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like whatever that has a following that people grew up on and have like a little bit of nostalgia, I think that's what's going to be successful here. And kind of just like our generation, and even like 10 years like above us, like it's going to be super big with us, and then we're going to teach our kids about it, and it's going to be kind of like this never ending cycle with like Pokemon and even like, you know, DC and Marvel, like, hey, like we learn these characters, our kids are going to learn these characters. That's how I think it's going to kind of be. And honestly, I think like an Uno movie would work, to be honest with you. I think they would find a way to spin it,
like a big tournament or something,
or something like that, like spin it, like no pun intended, but actually like find a way to make it work.
I mean, they made a Tetris movie.
Yeah.
Dude, they just made
if they made a Monopoly movie, would you guys go watch it?
They made a Beanie Baby
we would.
movie?
Yeah, on Apple
they
TV.
They lived that shit, Aiden.
With Zach Galifianakis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mike's right, I think, to a certain degree. And we should say, too, Barbie just hit $1 billion, I think, today or yesterday.
So I mean, we're seeing the start of this new era where they're just going to keep making fucking, oh, you like Play-Doh? Let's make a Play-Doh movie, like shit like that. And it's going to get burnt out
that's
real
what
quick.
I just said, dude.
Did you say Play-Doh?
I think Play-Doh was one of his examples.
No, bro. Like, you just zoned out for 2 minutes and what I just
fucking
said.
Idiot. I'm saying that we're going to get burnt out. It's going to happen. It's going to die so fast. Yeah, idiot.
Mike, you like the Endgame reference, though.
I mean, everybody did. Everybody
Mike said that he's comic book movied out. Yeah, right. He's the first one.
Clap, Mike.
MCU tweeted that Mike was the first one to buy Team Marvel tickets, or whatever the fuck it's called.
The Marvels. You can't even say it right, buddy.
Hey, man, you bought them. You didn't even ask me if I wanted to go.
Aiden watched Secret Invasion. You didn't, Mike. So
yeah.
Mike, you still haven't watched Secret Invasion?
I think Aiden's the bigger fan.
Mike did watch that shit.
You're not going to like this, but I didn't even watch Across the Spider-Verse yet.
Wow.
You were what? I thought
How are you agreeing? How are you agreeing with that it's better than this if you haven't even seen it?
Well, he saw Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse.
You did see Into the Spider-Verse.
I was talking about the second movie.
Hey, Mike.
I wasn't agreeing with that. I was agreeing with Spider-Verse.
You're an idiot.
You are an idiot for
We're gonna have to run that back. We're gonna have to throw a clip in after this. Because we get a whole like 10 minutes of us going. You guys going in.
I talked about Spider-Verse.
Again, you're still
as a
wrong.
whole. And
let him, wrong. It doesn't matter.
Let him rephrase it right
now. Here's the thing. Even if I was lying about it, it's still an awful take that you have regardless. So it could be.
I didn't say it was a great take. I didn't say it was a bad take. I said it's my take.
It's just so now you want to redact it. Now you want to redact it.
No, I said it was my take from the start.
No,
like,
you said it. No,
idiot. The second one's way better than the first one.
Well, obviously
you guys haven't seen the second one.
You're obviously going to defend your take because you think it's going to be good. It's your take. It's good regardless. And we're
Exactly, that's what a take
we're all
is.
here saying that it's a bad take. And I haven't even
And
seen
that's
the
your
fucking
take.
movie. And I haven't even seen the fucking movie, and I'm telling you it's a bad take.
You said your take's really bad, that's why we have our take. Exactly my point.
Makes no sense.
Whatever.
I don't think it's an awful take, but yeah.
It's an awful take. But what I want to say though, one of the like in reference to like not even pop culture, but like again it being New York, one of the best fucking moments was when what's your name? What's the chick's name? City from the Bear. Why am I blanking on her name? Help.
Hey,
Wow.
April.
Hey yo.
April. When April was like, you guys want me to record everything you do? Like, you guys always do something stupid. And then it just cuts and goes, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. And he goes, hey, Poppy, let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. And they just go and fucking back and forth about that. And that's when they start going, yer. It felt like the fucking...
It's funny as hell. Imagine being that guy just because he's like, he made those videos and he's like, don't ever forget the Bev.
Yeah, dude, but like, it literally, Aiden, it reminded
awesome.
me of, what was the intro of that Cozy Tape song? What was the Lamborghini High? The Lamborghini High, like
can
the
get a
actual
fronto
one
and
on
a fronto and a chopped cheese.
Come on, hey, Poppy.
You don't got no fucking frontos in this motherfucker.
But yeah, no, that
it's so
scene
good.
fucking cracked me up. I like wish I could rewind it. I was like, I need to see that again.
I feel like if I could go and grow up elsewhere, I feel like I would fit right in New York.
You and your fucking
I talk so much shit.
You and your big ass puffy ass jacket.
I would talk so much shit, man.
Oh
God.
man,
That's
Let's
just
get
what they
into
do. Like
New
no
York.
one even takes it to heart. Like you just talk shit. You're like, fuck out of here.
everyone's just so angry there.
Yeah.
Do you think a movie like this might get dated? You know how like some movies will play popular songs from the early 2000s and you're like, oh, I remember that song. Like it's a little dated. Whereas like I guess their language in this movie, the way they talk, you know, that Gen Z type. I mean, I don't think so, but I could see the argument if it's made.
No, but like the way that they were talking, like obviously Riz and all that is like new, but like Ayo and shit
Apparently
like that, it's
people
been around
in New York
for
have been saying it.
forever.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
No, I mean
It
nothing's
just
new
it made
besides
its way
BTS
over
and
here.
fucking.
Yeah.
I think they did the perfect amount. They didn't do anything like cringe enough to be like, oh, you rewatch it 10 years from now and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I think that they did a good job because I mean they got all old music in it too, which is great.
Yeah, like
So,
classic songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say my favorite scene in this movie, and I really want to know what your guys' were too, but that montage of when they're trying to start hunting down where Superfly is
Sick.
was one of the coolest scenes where they're just going through, like, chopping people up.
It's all
all of them-
flowing.
Yeah, it's flowing
Yeah.
perfectly, like them barging into the rooms and stuff. Each of them get to do it. It was such a cool scene. Such a
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
It was like my favorite. I was like, damn, this is sweet.
That was a good one for sure. I mean, right after it happened, I was like, damn. I thought that was sick. I think that might, like you said, be the best scene of the movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't too much of a fan of the big Superfly at the end. Super Duper Fly. I think that's what he called
Godzilla?
himself. Yeah. I think that was
Again,
like
he made
cool,
that
but it didn't.
reference, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They go, the military's eventually going to get here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And he goes, isn't the military going to be here? He goes, eventually. But then when he's naming off all the different parts, he goes, I got a giraffe neck, and I got, he goes, I got horses in my
He's a
leg, and they
whale
like try,
tail.
they like shoot it, they shoot the serum or whatever, and he goes, one little horse, he goes, I can do without that. That was just good.
They go,
I
he's not
think
too
that-
bad, and then he falls into a zoo.
Yeah. But no,
And
I
then the
thought that
people
I
coming
mean, like I
together at the
mentioned,
end, bro, you gotta love it.
yeah, that was cool.
Cool.
I was
Real
waiting for like
Amazing
one of them to get
Spider-Man.
I was
smashed
gonna
or
say,
something
real
because I was
amazing
like, all right.
Spider-Man vibe.
Yeah.
We got to move the cranes.
And honestly, I was waiting for a Spider-Man reference. I was waiting for it. I was like, how the hell are they going to swing it?
Yeah. There was an animated movie not too long ago. I think it was 2016 or 17 or something, but it was TMNT versus the Batman. I'm not sure if you
Yeah.
saw it, Brian.
Oh,
I heard that was
I
pretty
remember
good.
hearing
actually.
about it. I've never seen it, but I have heard about it.
Is that a
Obviously,
Lego?
they're-
Is it a Lego
No,
one?
it's,
It's
no, it's like an actual animated, like the Dark Justice League, like those kind of movies. Yeah.
It's
So
probably on
it's
HBO
pretty cool.
if you look for it.
I think it is on HBO. So, and then obviously the characters are in the Injustice game too.
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. So
One thing
I
I'm
didn't
pissed
know
about this
that.
movie
I
is that
didn't
we
know
never
any of
see
that.
Donnie. We never see Donnie on a fucking skateboard.
I know, dude, I was
with
waiting
Gecko,
for
and
it.
I'm just waiting for it because every other movie he's in the tunnels going up, he's doing the loop. He's just badass.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one thing that we didn't get to see like too much. I mean, obviously we get the scene which was cool of them stealing from the corner store, but we don't get to see them like. I mean, in all the other movies, like they're bad as hell. You know, like they're kids, they're teens, so you know they're going around just wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
But I feel like we got a little bit of it. I mean, it makes sense that it's animated and like the runtime's pretty quick, but I wish we would have got to see more of that.
Yeah, and I guess before getting into our scores and final thoughts, do you guys hope that there's like sequels to this? Do you guys think it deserves sequels to it?
They're already talking about it. So I don't even remember who's like.
Yeah. Well, dude, you saw the opening with the 3 claws. I thought that we were gonna see Shredder in it.
Well, that's the thing. I seen Rowe is his name, I think, the director for the movie.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I seen an interview with him, and he was talking about like not wanting to just like throw him like off rip. They wanted it to be organic and like fit like just like the origin story and stuff like that.
Makes
And
sense.
And I do
They'll
too.
do a good job of that.
Yeah. And I think this movie does a good job of setting it up.
Yeah,
I'd agree. But
Dude, these
also,
kids
we
are
gotta get our
literally, I don't even know how
Casey
old they are, but
Jones.
they're all young, so I mean they can push out 3 to however many movies they want.
It's gonna be like Stranger Things, where they start as kids, and by the time they're done, they're fucking grown ass adults.
that's what I was gonna say, Brian. They're gonna have the Stranger Things problem where they gotta start making these.
Ooh, look at us,
You know, they can
Josh.
always record the audio
But here's the
beforehand.
thing.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. That's a good problem to have. If you're so successful
Yeah.
that your cast is gonna age out of the roles that you're in, like you're doing something right. You know.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
yeah, they could definitely make a few different sequels.
So
You know, from all the stuff that they have. So,
But
tell
it's
me why
animated.
when they're on the
That's the difference, really quick, Aiden. It's animated. They could literally keep the same voice and just go squeaky for
like their
10,
balls have to
15.
drop at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine just so
Whatever.
happened to drop in your mouth, but
I thought that when they were
God,
looking
he's
over like the New York skyline on the ship that was wrecked, wherever the hell they were, I thought that the movie was gonna end right there. I thought we were gonna get a cliffhanger. I didn't check
I
my
was
Oh,
phone,
afraid
really?
of that.
so I didn't know.
was
but
afraid of that.
I really thought that they were
there
gonna do
was
it.
like, if you
'Cause,
looked
I mean,
at
we
your
just saw it
phone,
was
there was only
Spider-Verse.
like 7 minutes left, and you're like, "Fuck."
So that's why I was gonna look at my phone, but I didn't. I'm like, damn, I don't think they could do that. And then finally, we like see them run across and then jump the fence. I'm like, dude, when they line up, like when they're all like walking, I'm like, no way that this shit's about to cut right now. And luckily, it didn't. But I
Badass.
You
had
know
a
what?
feeling that it was gonna happen.
I don't know
That's
why. I was thinking of the movie. I don't know why I couldn't think of it. This reminds me of Spider-Man when everybody's helping him.
Yeah, that's what me and Josh said. That Amazing Spider-Man vibes.
Oh, did you? My bad.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then Josh literally
100%,
said,
yeah.
We'll
"We
just
gotta
wait till
move
you
the
see the
cranes."
second movie.
Yeah. I don't know why. I didn't hear that. I zoned
good
out.
We
luck.
did review that movie, so you can go listen to it.
Yeah.
It also this
So I
also
looked-
reminded me of TMNT.
Yeah, actually, yeah, good point there.
Knock, knock, you
I
about
looked
to
it
get
up. There was
shell-shocked.
there was a post-credit scene for this
Fuck.
movie, which
I
I
was
figured
gonna
there
say-
probably was.
There were a lot of people waiting.
Is it them eating pizza? Like, is that it?
Well, so it was a mid-credit scene too, so you didn't have to wait through the whole thing. So I really should have looked it up. I don't know. I can look more into it, but apparently it sets up the next movie. So
I was
kinda
gonna say, yeah, it was Shredder, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, the theme
Yes.
song where like where it just cuts and it's like, "Watch out for Shredder," and then it fucking ends. Oh my god,
Shredder.
dude, they need to bring that back. Seth Rogen, let us know. We'll make a GoFundMe for you so that way you can get the rights, even though you're richer than all of us combined. We need that new.
Who would you
that
want to
old theme
voice
song.
Shredder?
Give me fucking Cillian Murphy.
Bob
Oppenheimer
Odenkirk.
himself.
Oh yeah.
Give me Hopper, bro. Or actually, Hopper might play a good Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Mm.
Unless Casey
know, I'm
Jones is supposed
excited
to
to see
also
who
be
else
a
they get.
kid and
Give
not
me
an adult.
let me get Brie Larson.
Hey.
Oh, okay, sure.
Damn,
You are the
liberals
Marvel
made
fan.
Shredder a girl.
What's that dude from? What's the dude that plays Sully? The other guy is that guy.
Tom Hanks.
Nope.
Oh, not Sully, the one where he
Farrell?
lands the
What's his
plane. Are you talking about
Oh,
Sully,
Sully
from
from
Monsters
Monsters
Inc?
Inc.
Yeah, oh,
Scarlett
John
Johansson.
Goodman.
John Goodman. Give
Goodman.
me John Goodman as Shredder.
Yeah, see,
Tom
you
Hardy
gotta
might be cool too.
Tom, shut the fuck up. No
He's gonna
way.
say Venom.
Venom. Do the Venom voice.
No,
should
they're
have
gonna get.
Eminem do it.
They're gonna do
Or Mark
Dr.
Ruffalo,
Dre.
that'd be cool.
They're gonna have
Yeah,
Dr.
hey, they
Dre.
mention him.
Or Chris
Do
Pine.
Chris Evans
That'd be
is
cool.
better. Jinx.
Yeah. Yeah, but we can get into our scores here.
Yeah.
I feel like Aiden should go first
I
because
can. No, you know,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
enjoyed this movie. I'm sure you guys got my score for Across the Spider-Verse popped up.
I don't.
So maybe I should
Actually,
go
I
last.
don't know. I don't
I didn't pull it up.
actually.
See, I'm calling myself out here, but I don't know. I mean,
Don't even look
on,
it
let me pull
up.
up the small
I
guys
don't know,
website.
I
Look it
can't.
up, don't even
But
look
now
it up.
that
Yes, you
I won't.
can.
But that's the thing is, like, I feel like I gave that a ridiculously high score because you guys were hyping it up, and
Yeah.
we just got out of the theater seeing it. But this movie, to me personally, doesn't
Whoa, whoa,
deserve
whoa.
like. You know what? I'm gonna fucking do it. Fuck it. All right, boys.
What are
I'm
you
making
doing?
this 100.
No way.
God,
No, I feel
no.
confident
He's
giving
kidding, he's
this a. I'm gonna go 97. You know,
Oh,
I
just
personally
slightly
enjoyed
above
it.
your Across the Spider-Verse. I love it.
Was it 96?
No, he had 94.
It was 94.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
It was
so I did
94.
enjoy this more. I thought that it was great. I mean, I grew up watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, played all the games. I'm pretty sure I had the action figures at some point next to my fucking Rescue Heroes and Bionicles
Hell
and shit
yeah.
like that.
Kissing the Barbies and
No,
shit.
And
I
your
mean, that was our
Barbie, and your
childhood.
Barbie dolls.
My Ken doll. And my Allen doll too. So, but no, I mean that's just like it's cool watching this, like because then you get the younger generation that get to enjoy it just as much as you did as a kid. I mean, it's obviously not the same, but I mean nowadays, like you can't even say, "Oh, you didn't grow up with that." You have access to literally anything because of the internet. So you can go and like say I had a kid right now, I'd have it watch all the TV shows that I watch. So I mean, I think that that's cool, and I think that they did a great job with the cast. I think Seth Rogen's doing a good ass job, but we can't just give it to him. Jeff Rowe directed it.
Yeah.
And then who's Seth Rogen's partner, Evan Goldberg. So you know they're a dynamic duo. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm assuming that they're gonna make two to three movies out of the franchise. I think it'd be cool if we just got a like. Maybe even a TV show in this animation style. I know that it's expensive and shit like that, but like,
Yeah, that'd be a
why
lot.
not? Yeah, it'd be a lot, but I mean, that's what they want. You know, people would watch it. But yeah,
And with them
I
not
enjoyed it.
rushing the artists and stuff like that, it'll probably take some time till we get another one. But you know,
100%.
it's not something that needs to be rushed. So
no,
Yeah.
not at all. I mean, it makes sense because but a lot of, I don't know, what was this, Paramount?
yeah,
Paramount, I think the opening was Paramount, but I mean, like,
yes,
Marvel, obviously, they push everything out. It's more quantity than quality. And no, I mean, this is the first animated movie that I'm assuming Seth Rogen did, besides Sausage Party. But, you know, I mean, they just take their time. And, I mean, it's all about the script. If the script's good, then the movie's good.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part.
I'll go next year. I'm surprised you didn't give the movie a 360, Aiden. Because that's what you're doing on fucking Seth Rogen's dick this whole fucking episode, man.
God, dude.
You had me for a second. You had me for a
This
second. I'm
guy's
like,
sick
what?
in the head, man. Hey, this is a
Jesus.
children's movie. We got a
Yeah.
pervert in here
Oh,
talking
holy
reckless
shit.
on a
I
children's
thought we were keeping
episode.
this PG.
This guy's sick. You're going to hell, buddy. I can't wait. Hey, Josh, don't cut the recording when Skeeter Jean comes walking in Mike's room in a minute.
Oh,
Oh.
no. Yeah, that was good. Clip that, Josh. Please clip that.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, let's take Skeeter Jean.
No, I think you guys are definitely right with the quality versus quantity. I'm glad that you brought up Marvel, Aiden, because I think that they're definitely missing when it comes to just producing a little bit more compared to just the quality of things. And I think a lot of franchises are learning from that now. They're kind of just taking their time with things, and I hope this franchise does, along with a lot of other franchises that are just kind of opening up here and just introducing to a million different things that we're getting introduced to. But cast is great. The movie really was a little slow in the middle to me, to be honest with you. But once they kind of reached that point where Superfly turned into gigantic Superfly, and we had all these redemption arcs, and all the characters came together, and you know they did Spider-Man where they all helped them and moved the cranes, and they finally defeated them. That's when it really got me, and I think this movie does a really good job of putting everything together, and a lot of foreshadowing, I think, in this movie in the beginning, and that's definitely something that I always like seeing in movies. So with that said, I'm gonna give this a 93 out of 100. I had that in my head before I came into this little session that we're recording. I think I really wish I would have watched Across the Spider-Verse, because I do think that it actually is a good comparison from just kind of what I heard from it. I don't think it's a crazy take from Aiden, just kind of as like a general consensus though, like for most people that I've talked to, it's just a bad take. But when it comes to Into the Spider-Verse, this is not better than Into the Spider-Verse.
I don't think it's a bad take, but it's a bad take.
Well,
no, it's my take. No, I'm quoting you. It's my take. It's my take. It's your take is bad.
No,
I'm saying my take is good.
You were giving me my flowers. You go, it's not a bad take. But I personally think it's the opposite. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyways,
Josh, you want next? You want me to go?
I can go next.
All right.
It would be interesting to speak to someone who's not like a huge TMNT fan, like at all, or maybe doesn't even like them that much. I mean, I had PJs. No, I like the movies. Again, I like the Michael Bay movies. And I used to watch the animated show growing up, and had the games. But yeah, I feel like the reason I mentioned that is I just feel like if you weren't a fan of the characters or didn't know anything about them, I feel like this movie, you would still enjoy it a lot. And I feel like they definitely explain, their origin story and how they became, mutants and everything like that. I mean, we've seen their origin before, we've all heard it, but for them to show it in that way, I thought was really cool. I did enjoy, obviously I enjoyed the animation style, the soundtrack, everything. I thought it was great. The actors, the fact they had this caliber, it's just, I don't know. And it seems like the age group that they're going for, which I assume is anywhere from like 9 to 15 or something like that, like their main core focus, would just love this movie because it's so fast paced compared to maybe like Across the Spider-Verse, which is like 40 minutes longer, 30 minutes longer. So, it keeps the attention more. I think there's a joke every like 30 to 60 seconds. And, a good chunk of them land. I was laughing a lot. So I'm going to go a little bit lower than you guys. I still did enjoy it a lot. I'm going to go with an 89. I really do hope they keep making more of these, and I hope that they, match this quality or even more, right? So I'm definitely rooting for them, and I'm happy I went and saw it. I definitely, I saw the scores of Rotten Tomatoes beforehand, before seeing it, but I still went in with pretty much no expectations because I just wanted to, be surprised, and I was. It was definitely better than what I was expecting. I remember watching the trailer back months ago and being like, okay, seems interesting. And, it definitely lived up to the hype for sure. So definitely enjoyed it.
All right, we finish this off here. So obviously, as it's been spoken about a lot, Seth Rogen had a big part in this. That's really all I knew about this movie. Was like they made the announcement Seth Rogen was going to be producing it, and I've assumed in it, which is fucking great. After watching Invincible, I was all about it. Again, TMNT played a giant role in my childhood, so to know that someone that does know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to an animated movie and just making shit in general, I was like, all right, cool, I can get behind this. I was super stoked when it came out, and they were doing like pre-releases and stuff, and to see it debut at like a 97, and I think it dropped down to like a 96 technically now. But for it to come out at a 97 critic score, like that's fucking awesome. Like again, we haven't seen this since Spider-Verse. That's a whole different debate. Like, I don't even want to take away from what this movie is right now. And so, again, them going the opposite route of not putting in Shredder, almost like Nolan not putting in Joker right away. And we're going to get Shredder in the second one. Like, that's cool as fuck. Like, let's build this original, like, new world, technically, and then bring in the classic. Like, everyone knows the big bad. It has to, like, it's something that has to be crossed at some point. So that's fucking sick. The animation style was amazing. Great cast all around. The soundtrack was dope, and now they have the Pizza Hut pizza. Did anyone tried that yet? I feel like one of us should have tried it by now. I'll try it this week. I'll let you know.
Pizza Hut pizza?
Yeah,
they have the controller too.
Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, my god, that was
TMNT controller with the pizza scent.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna hook
I
that
thought it
bad
just
boy
smelled
up.
like pizza. And then I sent that video where they actually plug in the damn set scene. Like, hell no.
Yeah, no, I sent it to one of my coworkers. He's like, I'm going to use that in the office from now on. I was like, you're gross. But
can they get a pizza tower?
All in all, I'm very happy with this movie. Not really too much I would change about it. But again, it's their first go at it, and I know that there's way better to come. So all in all, 92 out of 100. Solid fucking movie. It's only an hour 30-ish with like credits. So go out there, enjoy it. Especially like a day like today where we all went and saw it for like $5. Like, you got time to kill, go watch a great movie.
Yeah, and August isn't really full of a ton of big movies. I mean, there's Blue Beetle, which we're all really excited about now. But like, you know, there isn't a ton in August. So I feel like
what about the Haunted Mansion
I'm throwing shade already.
that comes out in August?
Oh,
and not
it's
October.
already out. It's already out. I've been meaning to watch it.
It's already out, buddy.
I know it is. It came out in August.
Was it August
July
2nd?
28th.
Yeah, but you know,
July 28th. But I mean,
thank you,
sorry.
Mikey.
yeah. Thanks.
Sorry, fucking Goblin.
Put him in his place. Damn, Goblin what?
like I always do.
Goblin this
Mind
day.
Goblin.
All right.
Wow,
Mind
Brian.
Goblin.
All right, good night,
So
guys.
we do have another.
Yeah,
My
new
God,
180
we have
was
another-
animated.
We do have another animated movie next on Tuesday. We're doing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which I don't think any of us have ever seen. It was getting insanely good reviews at the end of the year last year. We just didn't have time for it, so we're really excited to do that. And then on Friday, we're building up some. On Friday, we have our animated movie draft. So I think it's cool that we're in these animated movies, and then maybe one of these movies will pop up in our draft. We don't know. We'll maybe try to keep it more PG on the next episode, but we can't promise anything. There might be some 360s, 180s. We don't know.
It's fine because we do have a great editing team that's gonna bleep all of our swear words out. So
He's not.
keep
He's
those
on
going.
strike.
fuck.
He's on strike. Unfortunately, he's not getting paid enough. No,
You guys
but
are
thank
getting
you guys for
paid?
listening. That was
What?
that was our Mutant Mayhem review. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace
Dude,
out.
The Ninja Star at the beginning. We didn't even talk about that.
Sick.
Ninja Star almost kills Sydney, and then Sydney's like, "I'm just so glad I invested in this helmet." Like, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm always refer to her as Sydney.
Sydney.
I know it's April, but Sydney from the Bear. All right, good
Yeah.
night. I love you all.
Good night.
Good
See ya.
night.
Fuck.